Well, now I know why some of these plants, or all of them maybe, were failing to flourish. Ant nests. Last time I'll use soil from the natural world. I knew something was wrong with the soil by midsummer. These things weren't flourishing. Even fertilizing them didn't really help. Yep. I did not see this when I was backing up. This is about the only pile of soil on this property that's not gopher mound. This is a gopher mound I shoveled up 6 weeks ago in preparation for doing this project. I feel rain. Come on. I may have shown this to you before, but oh wow. But this erosion causes me no end of trouble in winter with the snowblower. It keeps wanting to suck me in, and I didn't know what was going on last year. I suspected something like this, but it's washed out even further this summer, so I gotta do some fill to that with stones on top. But I want to get them embedded in the soil because the snowblower, if it gets a hold of those stones, it's going to create hellish. There's stones up here. And the first winter, they were not seated down in there, and Jesus God, I was flinging stones, and one lodged in the auger, Ooh, so this has to be filled in. I wonder where I picked him up. That first pile that's been there for 6 weeks, or the other piles after. I don't know how they escape getting shoveled. This guy seems to be fine. Sorry, buddy. I'll leave you alone now. I've been watching this for the last 2 months, and I am standing on the same level as this mullein. That is 10 feet tall. Quite magnificent example. I got to get down here and rake. I used the weed whacker on it yesterday and forgot. The weather is changing. Season is changing. That's a better way to say it. We have moved into fall. And for me, it always happens so silently. I mean, it's there, it's happening, but I don't really think about it. And then I come to one early evening and say, oh, here we are. It's not really summer anymore. What happened to it? I was making an appointment at the dentist office this afternoon. She got me an appointment for October 12th. And I was writing it down. I suddenly said, what? Wait a minute. What happened to June? The earth has shifted. My gosh, we have got fall, full-fledged suddenly fall. We've gone from highs, just the most recently, upper 70s, to we're now 58 degrees. Overnight it was in the low 40s. It's so cool. Temperature cool. Dennis has so thoughtfully mowed just for me. Well, just for us, wherever she is. Tuesday morning I had a bomb molar extracted. Beginning yesterday morning, when I got up, I felt like, wow. And it's very strange, very odd how a little bit of a problem with a tooth, you don't realize how significantly it is affecting us in little ways that you just get used to. Well, one of the ways you don't get used to when you have a sudden ah, and then you gotta do something about this problem. It's a new life. I've been having fun with the flies the last week or so. They are getting into the house somehow. I don't know how. I really don't know how. The awning windows up high on the west side of the house. There are two of them, and each one has probably about 15 to 20 flies walking around. Every so often, one or two or three come down to the west window directly beneath those windows. That's their favorite window. And they walk around. But I've got the dust buster. And just like the ladybugs that I would vacuum up with the dust buster, the flies are more fun because they're a lot faster. So it's a Olympic-sized challenge to catch up to them with that wand. And I get them every time. And I'm not at all perturbed by having the flies in the house, although if you turn out the light at night, set the book down, and zoom, zoom. You can't see them, you can hear them. That's all. All right. Turn on the light. Go get the fly swatter. And stand. And I look and I watch. And I generally know where the sound is, where they were last heard, and it's directly above the head of the bed at one of the timbers that runs across. And last night I'm looking at them, and there's a shadow, a knob, or something up there that's not moving. Well, that wouldn't be a fly. And I get closer, I look up. I think it is. And the fly swatter handle is just long enough. You reach up, slap, boom. Flies down onto the floor. I pick it up. Yeah, that was the fly, because it's silent in here now. I got into bed, I turned off the light, and that was it. A couple nights ago, I was using the toilet, and I hear quick reach over and close the door to contain him in the bathroom. Wherever it is, I watched. And I watched, waiting to hear the sound. And I heard it. Landed on the wall. And it was within reach. Just as I was gonna, nope, off he flew. Night before, sitting in my rocking chair watching TV, chuck on the lampshade. Okay. I can see through the translucent lampshade, him crawling along, shadowy thing. Well, I can't get him inside the lampshade. There's not enough room to swing and swat. So he came out and landed on the harp. That's what it's called. It's what holds the lampshade with the light bulb in the middle. And he walked down the crook. So it was outside the lampshade, but sort of crowded there. I'll get him anyway. Swat! He disappeared instantly. I never saw him again. I don't know if I injured him, killed him, or just pissed him off. So this is an exciting year because I don't have this scourge of ladybugs, and I'm not worried about a lot of flies in the house because they will die off as we move into colder weather. Meantime, they're providing me with exercise and fun chase game. All right, we're going to, what am I going to do? Oh, I'm going to go and continue cleaning up this mess. These I hauled out of here yesterday. Got them cut with the chainsaw. But that is the tree that blew down, broke off. Right there. That's a big tree. So little by little I'm cutting bits and pieces. I haven't been able to reach that one back there yet. Weather has really disheveled my ponderosa. And this is the one that came down same night that came down. I didn't see this one because it was all hidden by the foliage in the foreground. I've told you that already. But that tree laying down there came off that. Wind was out of the northwest, so blew it that way. And what's really pissed me off, this is where I made a trail, a shortcut trail up to Turtle Trot Trail through here last summer. This big one came down in that big wind late May. And this one came down just this past week. So the god of the winds is determined that I get no use out of my new trail. Get away from me. You can see back there, if I'm pointing generally correctly, that came down in that big late May storm, along with 8 or 10 others back there. This is no new news, so I got to get the chainsaw back out, get the Ranger out, and start continuing to haul stuff out. I don't really know why. What does it matter? I want it to look like this, not like that.